You know what's funny about this is Andrew Tate did this as well. And if you recall, when I had a conversation with Andrew Tate about this, he basically revealed his position. And I mean, he's expanded on this as well. That famous viral clip where I'm like, how do you know the world is not flat? Did you take a spaceship to space and look down and recognize that the earth is not flat? Because he's not a flat earther, right? And I knew that. So I wanted to ask him, like, how do you know the earth is not flat? It feels flat, right? And that was a moment where he knew that there was no defense for what he was saying, right? And basically that is the counter argument for a lot of these people, where it's like, you can't develop a worldview just by, with your own personal thoughts and with anecdotes. It's not a productive way to approach society. It's not a productive way to understand the world. There are billions of unique experiences that you're not privy to. And the only way to get privy to those experiences by reading, by broadening your horizon, by, traveling around the world. But because that's not accessible for a lot of people, I think people like Asmongold basically give comfort to those who don't want to read, find it to be boring, don't have the finances to be able to travel and encounter other cultures, stuff like that. So their whole worldview is stuck with these guardrails on the internet, these algorithmic guardrails. And that's all they need. And this kind of sentiment actually gives those people comfort. Like, oh, you should be comfortable in your lack of interest, your lack of intellectual curiosity. It's just common sense. It's common. Everybody feels this way. You are not alone.
Matters. What matters fundamentally is, how do people act, how do people think, and how do people respond to incentives? If you can understand that, then nothing else matters. It's pretty simple.
You're either a self-aware closeted far-right extremist yourself, or in most cases probably, especially in Asmon's case, just the dumbest, most unaware immature.
I mean, that is like a perfect distillation of exactly what I was talking about. 7 hours ago, clipped on live stream fails. Hasan political commentary about white people in Japan. I'm making a joke. I'm a white person in Japan, right? I make a joke. They take it. They frame it in this like super negative manner. They brigade it. Everybody goes, oh my God, this guy's a real fucking anti-white racist. Asmongold does, 45 minutes on how anti-white racist I am. All of a sudden, the very same people that maybe in a different timeline would have laughed at that are now thinking, you know what, I do hate this guy because I've already learned that I should hate this guy because all of these other people in this community that I'm a part of now also hate this guy. So he's not capable of fibbing, making a joke, being insincere, being hyperbolic, embellishing. He must actually sincerely hate white people. And you are literally being socialized into thinking that there is like a sincere effort out there amongst people who are actually trying to generate anti-white hatred. Now, you believe that. You didn't believe that yesterday, but now you believe it. You're like, yeah, you know what? Anti-white hatred is a real problem. After all, my favorite content creator is saying it is. After all the other people in this community that I'm a part of are talking about it, right? So that must be real. That must be a real thing. Well, I'm a white guy and I feel fucking kind of mad about this. We are we're very easily manipulated, and we don't realize how easy that is. Like when someone extends an open hand, a warm welcome, and a sense of kinship, a sense of community, that goes a very long way. Unfortunately, leftists hate doing that. Leftists love being as repulsive as they physically possibly can be because they mistake that for moral purity, unfortunately. Okay? Let's be real. We do that quite a bit. We like to be off-putting a little bit. Sorry. And we mistake that for being, morally pure or morally righteous. It's very tough to organize on those boundaries. Okay? But in any case, your enemies, both on the internet and in the real world, don't do that. They always welcome people with open arms. One of the most common memes around this meta is the classic one where a Nazi will never say, "Oh, it's not my job to educate you." Okay? A Nazi will never say, "It's not my job to educate you." A Nazi loves that opportunity to educate you. Okay? A far-right figure or right-wing figure will sit there and tell you till the motherfucking cows come home about how, all of these third world migrants have come here to demographically replace you, and how the only reason why you don't have a high-paying job is because of that demographic replacement that took place. And they'll fucking chew your ear off. We can't be the type of people that sit around on the opposing side of that and go, I can't do the emotional labor. I'm sorry. And I understand that there is an emotional imbalance there too, right? Because obviously it doesn't take a toll on the white supremacist, oftentimes a white guy, to explain these concepts to other people. Whereas if you're transgender, if you're black, if you're brown, and you want to describe white supremacy, or if you're transgender and you want to describe the negative consequences of transphobia, of course, you are basically at that point justifying your existence, right? But we have to overcome that. We have to. That's why I always tell you guys, you have to sometimes take on that emotional labor. You just got to do it. We have to do it. Look, I do it for Islamophobia, right? All the fucking time. I eat it on a daily fucking basis, right? Now, when I just said that, I'm certain that many of you turned around and said to yourselves, and some of you will type it in a second in the chat, "Well, it's different. You're rich, you're privileged, you're white." You're looking for excuses, okay? I didn't say it's harder for me to take on the Islamophobia than it is for you to take on as a black person white supremacy, okay? I know it's harder. I'm just saying we all have to the best of our ability, try and explain these concepts to people and be normal, okay? See, you're so fucking white, my dude. Anyway, let's continue.
The dumbest, most unaware, immature Hurensohn, like the good little bootlicking Ficker they are. Even when stripped any ideologies whatsoever. I can't for the love of God understand how anyone would look at someone like that and not be utterly repulsed by it. Even if you like his politics.
Like, if I knew that I could get these people deported and sent back to fucking Guatemala or Somalia or wherever the fuck they came from, if I knew I could do that, I would take a break from my stream. I'd stream less so I could do that all the time. I'll be backing these guys up every day. Oh no, I'd show up at their house with the ICE agents. I'd show up like Ash Ketchum. I'd say, guess what? Guess what? Get your shit. Nah, bring your family too. Let's go.
Like, this is just monetizing cruelty. At a certain point, you got to realize this isn't even about politics. You're just a bad person, right? And unfortunately for us, in this day and age, this is what politics has become. It's just monetizing sadism. Like, what utility, what purpose exists there? Like, how are you making society better? Like, you're not even presenting an argument as to why these mass deportations are going to somehow clean up the streets or anything. At that point, you're literally just saying that the joy is not coming from this dystopian future where we have a purebred white society. The joy is coming from the fact that you're punishing people who are, black and brown, punishing people who are migrants. It's so joyful. This is bully behavior. It's pure sadism. And I think a lot of people get to a certain point in their lives as I gave you that monologue about the pit of despair and how you find yourself there. And it makes you so depressed and so angry at the world that you just want to share that anger with others. You want others to also feel a sense of the resentment that you experience on a daily basis, where you're like, everybody looks at me weird. Everybody fucking hates me. I'm a fucking loser. I'm a chud. And I shouldn't be a chud. But if I have to feel this pain on a daily basis, then I'm going to make it my life's mission to make sure other people also fucking eat shit too. And I think that's very sad. It's not a very productive way to live your life. But I do think that that is exactly what these sorts of communities generate. That's exactly what these communities foster, right? And when you're getting your sense of purpose and your sense of community from these spaces, and the only warmth that you ever feel is the shared purpose of disseminating the hurt that you feel on a daily basis, then yeah, you have no other outlet. You have no other opportunity. All you got is trying to harm others, writing a mean comment on the internet, anonymously under someone else's fucking YouTube video, or on their Twitter. Are you aware that APAC Mold is mentally ill, right? Because I never see you bring that up. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, he's not all there, but who cares? No one is fucking normal. Now, I'm mentally ill. You know what I mean?
Oh, boys, come on. Get in the van.
I also don't want to see that as like, I don't want to even give that as an excuse. You know what I mean?
Man, gotta catch them all. That's right. I would do this, and honestly, I'd make videos about them, like other, and I'm gonna be real. Like, I would be so brutal to these people. People would say it's too much. I would be filming them crying, walking out, getting dragged out.
By the way, this is the LBJ quote. If you show the lowest white man that he's still higher than the highest black man, they'll open their wallets for you. Okay? That's what this is. He is teaching his audience that there are those who are worse off than the people who experience real struggle on a daily basis, people who actually feel a lot of pain, people who feel a sense of loneliness, people who lack purpose in their lives and kind of recognize it. And he's telling them, like, yeah, your shit sucks, but guess what? There's other people we can be fucking cruel to, and they're underneath you. And as long as you recognize that they're beneath you, right? You recognize you're above them. You have someone to look down on. And it's easy. It's cheap. And people fall for it. That ideology, that is the primary motivation for historic reactionary movements, and certainly still exists in modern day as well. Yeah. If you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pocket. Hell, give him somebody to look down on and he'll empty his pockets for you. That's what Lyndon Big Dick Johnson said. I've spent hours covering the UK grooming gang reports. I have zero sympathy for people who are downplaying it and calling it bullshit. The atrocities against those children and the years of authorities covering it up are disgusting. Epstein defender, by the way.
I'd put like Pokemon theme music over it. I'd do the whole thing. I hate them. I hate them. I'm not going to cry a fucking river when people who have genocide that's baked into their laws are getting genocided. I don't give a fuck. They're terrible people. It's not even a question. These people are not your allies. They are not the same as us. They come from an inferior culture that is horrible. It kills people for their identity, and it is directly antithetical to everything Western values stand for, and it is an inferior culture in all ways. It is that simple. This low-income, ignorant, delusional, brain-dead, third-world importation of all of these illiterate people that can't speak English, that have no fucking skills, live off the government, and are effectively parasites on the United States of America is a class war.
as you might have already guessed. Remember the baselines? The quotes? I lied to you. These aren't quotes from Goebbels, Göring, or Himmler. They are all from Asmongold. And don't bitch out by saying, well, but the context matters. The pathetic cowardice of people demanding context of these clips are hiding their real intentions here, rationalizing, looking for justifications of his ideology and therefore theirs. The difference between the Asman and Fuentes audience is simple. Asman's viewers are just closeted fascists